Hello, everyone, and welcome, colleagues. It's Liz. I have a few things to say, just a couple quick notes before we jump into today's episode. These are things that I meant to tell Helen while we were recording, but I forgot. But I'm sharing them with you here now anyhow. So when we upload our episodes, we get asked, was this episode made using AI? And you're supposed to check yes or no so that listeners can know whether or not it's AI content. And I want to stress that the answer has always been no, and it will continue to always be no. We are not using AI to make our podcast in any way, shape, or form. Why? Because we're opposed to generative AI for a number of reasons. For example, its effect on the environment and the fact that these programs have been trained on stolen work, including my novel, Mighty Millie Novak. And also because this podcast is a production of our own strange brains. Me and Helen, our brains, our knowledge, our opinions, our viewpoints, our thoughts. We don't need AI crap producing other things that kind of sound like us, except more boring. So we're not using AI. Why do I bring that up with this particular episode, though? Today we're talking about the Springfield Files, which is a crossover episode of The Simpsons and The X-Files that came out during The X-Files Season 4 in 1997. If you haven't noticed it on your podcast player already, you will certainly notice it if you go to Instagram and look. I created something in an attempt to make Helen and I look like Simpsons characters. So the image for today's episode is a version of me and Helen, yellow with big giant eyes. Is it terrifying? Yeah, kind of. I took an hour and a half to do this yesterday, despite having many other things I should have been doing. But I thought to myself, I'm sure there's some sort of AI thing where I can Simpsonify myself or something. And I'm quite confident that exists, but I'm not interested in that. I want to produce my own work, even if it is, as I said, sort of terrifying. So please enjoy my efforts there. Although they're strange, we can all just be glad that I have many careers and none of them are as artist or animator or graphic designer or anything like that. But it is my own work. So anyway, I just wanted to share that, and please enjoy this episode where we talk about The Simpsons and many other things. And have a lovely day. On you go.
I'm Helen.
And I'm Liz.
And we're sisters,
Scientists.
and lifelong X-Files fans.
And this is We Want to Believe.
Welcome back.
Welcome, colleagues.
Today we are talking about the Springfield Files.
The Springfield Files.
Which was a thing that I watched.
Yeah. It was, I mean, we'll get to it. I have
We have other
I have a
things
lot
as
of
well.
thoughts, but also not many. I don't know. Yeah.
Okay, I have not
Okay.
many. Except that I forgot how much I like Santa's Little Helper, their dog.
Seeing Santa's Little Helper, I was like, I don't even know if I can look at him. I love him so much. I need another greyhound, but also I don't, because I felt sad just looking at Santa's Little Helper and just like worrying about him, and that's insane because he's a cartoon. So,
I mean, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say that's insane.
Okay.
I would say that's anxiety.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I mean, it's one of those mental health words. Yeah. It is a sign that perhaps I'm not quite ready for another dog. Yeah. I really just want to visit other people's greyhounds. So if you live in the Midwest and you have a greyhound and you'd like me to pet it, please reach out.
You know, Gatsby was groomed recently. Both dogs were groomed. And I forget how, sleek and thin greyhoundy.
He is greyhoundy. Those standard poodles sometimes look like a greyhound with like a afro, like that they had a wig or something. Yeah.
They did something very silly and gave him like a reasonable haircut. You know, they shaved all the fuzz off.
Is that silly?
They left all of the tail.
Oh.
And so he's got
they left his tail all fluffy, but they shaved
and
the
so
rest
he's got
of
like a big feather duster attachment to the end of him, and it's very silly. He is.
Oh,
he's
so good.
not. He also got into our office, which we keep gated off, and destroyed a bunch of stuff. I don't know. Ate a bunch of paper, ate some books, ate some cardboard, scattered markers all over.
Man.
he is a bad dog. We start to forget, and then he reminds us.
Yeah, I've had that happen with people in my life where I'm like, oh, they're okay, and then I'm like, oh no, that's right, they are an asshole. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
The difference
right.
is that Gatsby is the sweetest
Yeah.
little puppy
Yeah.
in the whole world.
Yeah,
and
that's-
he can't help how bad he is.
No, the person I'm thinking of could help that they're an asshole.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So we have a few things I want to talk about before we get to the episode. So we got an email from a listener named Derek with a few questions that I want to bring up. And the first one is Michael Krischgau the greatest name you've ever heard? It just rolls off the tongue. The phonetics are perfect.
Michael Krischgau. Michael Krischgau.
Michael Krischgau.
That's pretty good.
I feel like it's good, but I also panic when having to say his name when I'm reading it. I was like, okay, Liz, get ready. You're going to have to say Krischgau. There's a T in there. I personally feel like of X-Files names, I love Marita Covarrubias. I could say that all day long.
See, that I have trouble, Marita Covarrubias. See, I don't know if it's Covarrubias,
It's
with a T or a B.
Marita Covarrubias.
A B, okay. That's
it's with
pretty
a
good.
B because remember bees.
I like.
That's how you can remember. She's bees. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's right. I like both of them because they both are seem like they could be real names too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like they're not cookie cutter. They're not
but not so weird that it's
Yeah.
Do you listen to Amy Poehler's podcast, Good Hang?
I don't.
Oh,
no, but I've heard good
It's
things.
so enjoyable, and I would highly recommend the episode with Jonathan Groff. It's just really funny and great.
Is he that Snowman?
Oh my god. He's everything and everyone to
He's
me.
everything.
Jonathan Groff, he was also King George in Hamilton.
Oh my god.
He was on
of
Glee.
course.
He
I am having this weird feeling that we've gone through this on our podcast before.
Uh-oh.
Sometimes I think when there's episodes about the nature of memory, I think this podcast itself could be a demonstration of something.
Yeah. We can data mine the transcripts of this and then
Yes.
yeah.
And they'll be like, and we can see exactly here is when Liz's mind began to fail or something. I don't know. But I was re-listening to one of our old episodes and I was like, oh my God, we repeat ourselves so much and we have no idea.
No.
Yeah, so I'm pretty confident. Listeners, let me know if you know, but I'm pretty confident we've talked about Jonathan Groff and the fact that I don't know who he is before.
Well, this is even worse then.
Well, it makes me think, am I capable of learning? I was also listening to an episode in which you were explaining some basic biochem stuff.
Yeah.
And I was listening to it as if for the first time. And I'm like, no, I know I've heard this before because I'm listening to myself respond to it. So,
I mean, I don't know, we've also talked about this. I don't totally understand how memory and learning works. And it's just a mystery.
And I know, we've also talked about, although possibly not while recording, that, we feel that the subjects we teach, we did not learn them nearly as well as we needed to until we started teaching them.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Yes, 100%. But Jonathan Groff is a delight.
How does that relate to Maria Covarrubias?
Well, first of all, everyone should listen to him on Amy Poehler's podcast. Amy Poehler's podcast is great anyway.
Okay.
And I think you need to work harder on your memory keeping of Jonathan Groff in particular.
Okay, I'm not sure what I have to do to remember him. Maybe a mnemonic where G is for Snowman and R is and R is for King George and O is for
G wouldn't be for George.
Okay, G is for George, and then the O in Groff is for Snowman.
Yeah, there we go.
And then the R is for I don't know.
Yeah.
And the F is fuck. I forgot he was on Glee.
Yeah. There's another F too.
One.
Yeah, maybe you just need to watch Hamilton more times. That seems like an easy fix.
I've never watched it.
What?
Well, I have to cry cry, and I don't ever feel like crying. I do.
You don't have to cry. You have to watch Hamilton.
Of course I will have to cry. I'll have to cry. I've listened to I know the score really well.
Yeah.
And I've listened to the songs a million times, and like I can't listen to the part where his son dies.
I mean, it happens.
I'll have to cry. I know, and then I cry. And so it's like signing up to like be like, oh, am I in the mood to cry?
What if you
tonight?
just watched the first half?
I think not. I'll just.
What if you watch the first half?
Okay. Yes. That is what I should do. I should watch the first half of Hamilton. You are absolutely right.
I am almost mad at you.
You've gotten mad at me in the past for not liking ice cream as much.
I mean, that also seems ridiculous to me. But like, this is like
that you got mad at me, or that I don't like ice cream.
That you don't like ice cream as much. Wow, no, you need to watch at least the first half. Watch the first half. Oh my God, it's so good.
That's fair.
Like it's yes, I love the music too, but like watching it is so much better. You have to watch it. Yes.
Okay.
You do.
I do.
Yeah.
I do. So I should let you get around to what you were going to say about Jonathan
What
Groff,
I was going to say was about Amy Poehler's podcast, which is that I listened to the episode where she talks to Mike Schur, who's the creator of Parks and Rec and then also worked on The Office.
Yeah.
And they talk about the naming conventions that, like, Mike Schur apparently is, like, really, really into names. And so there's, like, if you look at, like, the Parks and Rec extras, none of them are, like, person number 4 or whatever. They all have, like, sometimes really weird invented names, and so they like it was funny listening to them talk about some of the ones that I had missed from watching Parks and Rec. But that's what reminded me was them talking about like all the weird names that they created for that show.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
I know. Speaking of podcast recommendations, I've talked about how I listen to How Did This Get Made a lot. And they talk about the movie The Number 23. Have you seen that?
No.
It's with Jim Carrey, and it's one of those, like, the number 23 is trying to kill me, basically. Ooh, numerology. This adds up to this, which you then add those digits together, and then it's 23, and it all means something.
Is it
like something like
it's
that?
Like a drama? Like it's like a...
It's like a thriller.
Oh. I am a pretty... the opposite of big Jim Carrey fan. I don't really like Jim Carrey. And so I try not to watch stuff with him in it.
I mean, I don't think this is a good film.
Okay.
I think it's very...
Oh, right. How Did This Get Made is the...
Yeah. It's not... But it has really weird character names, and that's what I remember about it. So the main character is Walter Sparrow, but then he gets this book as a gift, and the book is by a man named Topsy Kretz.
Oh, my God.
As in top secrets.
Oh my God, that's so bad.
And then the main character in the book, who has weird similarities to Walter Sparrow, is named Detective Fingerling. And so I always think about those names as being like, you were saying like Marita Covarrubias and Michael Krischkow are like the right amount of unusual.
Yes.
And those are way too far on the other side.
Yes. Yep. Absolutely. Yeah. So that's where all that was going.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Yeah, that's interesting.
What were the other
like
questions?
The other question, one is just a comment, and I appreciate this. Derek mentions, I appreciate the love shown for Bill Scully Jr., Scully's brother, in the last episode. Reddit absolutely hates him, but I think he's got every right to be concerned about his family members dying because this weird dork is obsessed with aliens.
Yeah, that's totally fair. I didn't realize that. So Reddit is pretty anti-Bill's, because I know later on he gets kind of like I don't know, like, you know, like I mean, anti-Scully working with Mulder, I mean, right? But like,
I remember in college not liking him, and I think it's because he doesn't like Mulder, and I love Mulder, and there we go, and it's very straightforward. And now I kind of feel like if you, like, looking at it as two adult siblings, if you were in a job where you were constantly, you got cancer because of the government or aliens, and you're constantly at risk and scary things are happening and you're always getting abducted, I would be like, oh my God, step away. Like, this is really dangerous, and I think you're making bad decisions. And I'd be worried all the time. You know, I'd be like, oh my God, Helen she's going to Antarctica, and, you know, and now there's a vampire. I don't know. Like, I'd be very worried. I don't think I would be a big fan of your coworker.
know who keeps like, who's like kind of the reason that she's staying in it, especially. Yeah. No, I'd be like, go use your medical degree for something safer.
Yeah.
Go help people in other ways. You're
like, I get it.
You have lots of skills.
This feels important, but there's a lot of things that are important, and it's very scary to see this happening, especially given that, like, Melissa was the reason died.
Right. Yes. Yeah, exactly. It's the reason why they lost their other sibling, too. So, yeah, no, I would absolutely be... Yeah. Yes, it is very interesting. Like, I was as a teenager, just charmed by David Duchovny, which, like, I mean,
he plays it
still
great.
Fair,
like, he's so good as Mulder, and it's like, of course he's compelling. Like, that's what makes the show so good. But, like, when you think about it as real life.
Right. Yeah. No, absolutely not. That would be insane. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, good. I'm glad that was appreciated.
And then he also just wants to say, how great is Smoking Man in Redux 1 and 2? He has some killer lines, and I love how he never lies to Mulder, even though he's a villain and a dick. I think this 3-parter is his absolute peak as a character.
Ooh.
So
we haven't gotten there yet.
No, it's the next 2 episodes after this will be Redux 1 and 2.
Ooh, I can't remember those. So that's it.
I don't remember a damn thing. So I'm excited.
Cool.
Yeah. So we can come back to that and talk more about Smoking
we've
Man
talked
there.
about how, like, eventually this is finite, right? We will run out of X-Files. If our memories are bad enough, we can just go do it again.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, like, even as it is, like, I'll hear about some episode and I'll be like, oh, I don't remember that. And I'll be like, oh, well, Helen talked to me about it for a solid hour while we recorded and it still didn't stick. Okay. Yeah. So I just wanted to encourage other listeners to write in with your thoughts, even if they're about older episodes. You might have to remind us of some things, but write in. We love hearing from listeners. We also, of course, love seeing their art, as we saw with the celebratory Fluke Noises art on our Instagram. And of course, we also love your spooky stories of things that have happened in your life that Mulder and Scully should investigate. So please send that in at wewanttoBelievePod@gmail.com or DM us on Instagram. If we do not get back to you, we do get back to you, okay? We will. So if it's like a long time and it's kind of weird, feel free to like tag us in something or try a different method, because occasionally stuff goes to spam or Instagram thinks it's spam and puts it in a different folder and in the DM. So like, reach out. Yeah. Find us, you won't be annoying us.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right, so a few other things before we talk about their Simpsons episode.
Okay.
One is just a reminder of our upcoming season 4 finale. Still several weeks out, but just get ready. We're talking to Susan Blomert, who played Mrs. Paddock in the episode De Honda Verlitz, possibly one of the scariest X-Files villains, debatably, definitely the most powerful, because she might be the devil. So we're gonna talk to her, and that will be our season finale. So just keeping that in the forefront of your mind, because it's so awesome.
Very exciting.
And then the other thing was, I wanted to ask you if you had any thoughts about this, and I don't know how interesting this is, but like I was looking up, and I gotta say it, Gethsemane.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Yeah. That it's like the Garden of Gethsemane in the Bible, which I didn't know was a thing until you mentioned that a few weeks ago. And so then I Googled it, and I mean, you know more about religion than me, but the agony in the garden, and like Jesus is like, he's there and he's like upset and he's like, I don't know about doing all this, and then he like accepts that he's going to be betrayed and all this stuff is going to happen. And I was just trying to figure out like how that tied into the episode, and I'm not totally sure.
Me neither. So I was familiar with the story, and I was thinking about it, of the biblical story. And so when I was watching the episode, I was waiting, and I almost feel like that would have been like a better name for the episode Demons, where we see Mulder like kind of like tortured and like, like it almost like, well, but I guess that kind of goes into this one, because I mean, we're supposed to think in this episode that he kills himself.
He's being tormented.
Yeah. And so I don't know if maybe that's the reference that, his like, he's, so upset by the things that the government has convinced him of. And
Yeah.
So I think it has to be some sort of Mulder reference.
Certainly, yeah. I guess, okay, so that feels vaguely-ish. Okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And then the last thing I wanted to mention is simply that for some reason, I keep being shown, like, sponsored posts with articles about how intelligent bees are.
Oh.
Yeah. Because we've talked about...
So maybe they could be trained to
assassinate
go into
people.
a bathroom?
Yeah.
Well, you know that I regularly now, and now I think it's like self-fulfilling because I like clicked on a post once and so now I'm going to see it forever. But you had talked about a year ago, maybe, about donkey sanctuaries.
Yeah, you know I'm trying to get my phone to tell me about donkey sanctuaries. Sorry.
Yeah, well, mine does.
What? Oh,
yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
So you must have looked up donkey sanctuaries once, though? You didn't just get it.
No, I don't know. Or like my algorithm, maybe like I follow so many like wildlife sanctuaries, wildlife rescue,
and then
like so
like
maybe it just like naturally
and then it just sort of evolves. Yeah.
Yeah, but I see quite a few, and it is delightful.
God, that's great.
I will say that.
Man.
Yeah, they're very cute.
Not a single donkey sanctuary ad.
Man, well maybe this will do it.
Yeah.
Maybe it's Yeah,
I have disposable income I'd like to spend on donkey sanctuaries. Anyway, so just a quick thing about bees' intelligence that I was reading that I thought I would share is that, like, they did a thing where, like, they had some, like, I don't know, bee food, some stuff that bees like, and they had, like, sort of 3 markers before you reached it. And they noticed then that if they spaced the markers out further, the bees would keep flying. If they had them closer together, the bees would like know where to stop and where to look for the food as if they were counting.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess
wow.
that like
huh.
certain bees are super smart. So
wow.
Yeah.
So like if we tell them to go hide in the walls and count to 10.
Yeah.
And attack. Yeah. They might be able to do that.
Yeah. Like, you want to wait until this person comes in, kill her, and then
count
get out of there.
This many people.
Yeah.
Watch this many people enter and leave the bathroom. And then, wow. Huh. That's cool.
Yeah, I thought that was neat.
Yeah.
So, The Simpsons. Shall we talk about that?
Sure. I had not seen an episode of The Simpsons in probably maybe almost 30 years.
Wow.
I mean, not since I was a kid. Didn't like it very much.
Helen, I didn't like it that much either.
I remember being reasonably entertained.
So here's the thing.
And I will say there were like a few things I laughed at.
Yeah, here's the thing.
Yeah.
I think I would be more disturbed by this, except that about a month or two ago, I watched Homer at the Bat, which is the episode where the nuclear power plant has a softball team, and Mr. Burns hires all these ringers who are like actual professional baseball players.
I remember liking that one.
I rewatched it, and it's so good. Like it was
really?
at least as funny as I remembered, if not more funny, because I'm older and I get more stuff now.
Really?
It was so good. Yeah, Homer at the Bat is a classic for a reason. Like it was awesome, and so having seen that and then watching this, I was kind of like, oh, this is not as good as I expected it to be after having just watched Homer at the Bat.
Oh, okay. Well, that's interesting then, because again, I remember that baseball episode being really funny.
Oh God, you should watch it. It's so good. Oh my God.
And this, I just like there were a lot of fat jokes.
Yeah.
Really not, and it, like I know like anytime I watch something from the 90s, that's like almost just something you have to just like accept is gonna happen. I mean, anytime you watch things nowadays, almost anyway, like it's like you have to,
it didn't seem implicitly funny that Homer is fat. It felt like, okay, like how is that funny? Yeah,
right.
And like,
yes,
so
where I think it was supposed to.
Yeah. So to just do a very quick overview of the plot. There's like a framing device with Leonard Nimoy, it's actually Leonard Nimoy. He's like telling this story, and it's a Friday night, and after work, Homer goes to Moe's bar and gets very drunk and leaves, and he can't drive home, so he walks home, and in the woods, he sees an alien come out, and all of a sudden the music gets kind of X-Files-y, and the alien is glowing, and it says, "Don't be afraid," and Homer's very afraid, and he runs away. And that's kind of the first third
Yeah.
of the episode. There were a lot of jokes in there that I was just like, it didn't have anything to do with the plot. It was just like a throwaway gag that I felt like if this is a gag that's about Milhouse, for example, I felt like, but Milhouse isn't even in the plot. And I sound like such a boring person as I'm saying this. Like, I'm aware of how, like, I don't know.
I don't know. I
didn't think it was that funny.
Like I said, I laughed a couple times, I think, but like really, there was also, I don't know, like I don't find it very funny that he was like out getting drunk. Like I don't find it very funny that like, I don't know. I think like the big reveal at the end was like kind of sad. Like I don't know. I just like really, I don't know. I did not enjoy myself.
I thought it was fine in parts, but other times I just felt like if you're going to have a random thing happen, it should be amusing me more. And like, I looked up, like, I don't know if you did at all, like looked up like how this episode came to be. There was like a writer's retreat for all the Simpsons writers at like several years before this came out, because this was season 8 of The Simpsons, which the episodes that you and I watched the most as kids were earlier in The Simpsons years. So this is a little bit later,
really?
Just a little bit. But yeah, like we tended to, I feel like we watched a lot up through like season 5-ish. So, I mean, maybe it's that. But like this was conceived of several years in advance. There was a TV guide with Mulder and Scully on the cover of it at this retreat, and it gave them these two writers the idea for the crossover, and they pitched it to James L. Brooks. He liked the idea, but they never really got it going until several years later, at which point the show had really blown up. The X-Files had. And it's like, it's got a pretty good reputation. Like Chris Carter liked it and said it was like an honor. And like they went out to Vancouver to record with Mulder, or with David Duchovny and Gillian Anderson.
They end up, I mean, like, they end up going there to Springfield to investigate. There's like a few, the things that I thought were funny were things that were like referencing the X-Files.
Yes, I agree. So basically nobody seems to believe Homer that there was an alien. And then Mulder shows Scully an article and is like, we have to go and investigate this. It shows that they're at the FBI, and they do it in the style of the X-Files with like the music and the type on the bottom. And I liked that. And I liked Scully talking about, oh, shouldn't we be doing something more important? And you know, and Mulder's like, no, we have to go to this town in the middle of nowhere where some guy says he saw an alien. And so Mulder and Scully go to Springfield. They talk to Homer. They put him through a series of tests. I did like that while he's getting the lie detector test, they show a cigarette smoking man in the background. So that was cool.
Yeah, that was, again, that, like, I liked the things that were X-Files.
Yeah, like the Easter eggs for people who were real into the X-Files or whatever.
Yeah.
And I mean, I was amused by the fact that he broke the lie detector by them asking do you understand? And him saying yes, and then he didn't. So they go to the woods with Homer to try to see the alien, and they don't see him. And Scully's like, oh, this is like the worst assignment we've ever had. We should leave. Oh, I forgot. I was amused by when they were at the bar with Homer, and Mulder shows his badge to Moe, and underneath it is a photo of him in a Speedo like he is in Dwayne Barry.
I didn't notice that.
I mean, like, that was my favorite bit. Yeah, that in his wallet, underneath his FBI badge, is a picture of him in a Speedo.
That's really funny.
I mean, that's great. Yeah. And then I also really enjoyed that when Scully's like, okay, we should leave. And then Mulder's like, okay, let me just say this one thing. And then has like a really long, pretentious monologue in the way that he does.
Yeah.
And it like lasts for hours. Like, yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
So we see basically Bart says he believes Homer, so they go out to the woods, and the alien comes back and says, you know, I bring you peace, and it's like glowing and has big eyes, and Bart gets a video of it, and so then everybody in town is like going out the next Friday to try to see this, and there's news crews there, and Lisa eventually reveals when the alien comes back, Lisa shines a flashlight on it, and it's Mr. Burns, who, as Smithers says, is cheating death for another week, getting all these medical treatments that make him out of it and have big eyes and you do see that his treatment is being run by Dr. Nick Riviera, which I love Dr. Nick Riviera. I think about him all the time.
Really?
Yeah, because every time I walk into my classroom, I want to say, hi, everybody. But then I expect everyone.
Hi, Dr. Nick.
Exactly. So I can't say hi, everybody, because I just expect that all my students are thinking, hi, Dr. Nick. But I know they're not because they're 20. But I can't say it. So I say other things, but I think about how that's what I want to say, and I can't because
question for everyone, I think. I would love to know if people know who Christopher Reeve is. You know who Christopher Reeve is.
Yeah, of course, Superman.
Yes.
Yeah,
okay.
Who got injured and
yes.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. My students did not know who that, or one knew who he was.
Oh, whoa.
And I was weirded out by that. And so I'd love to know like where that stops.
Yeah, I should ask my stepkids. Yeah,
yes,
I
was about to say.
People stop being aware of who Christopher Reeve is. Yeah.
Yes.
Reeves?
Yeah.
Reeve? I don't know.
I don't remember. Yeah.
That's knowledge I don't have.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought the reveal that it was Mr. Burns was funny, but then like them like showing him going through all these tests and stuff, I just kind of felt like, I don't know, like this is a kind of sad commentary on, but I know he's also kind of the villain. I don't know. It was like,
yeah, I
fine.
mean, I think that part didn't bother me so much, but I also didn't find it as funny as I wanted to. Because, like, he is supposed to be a million years old and very out of touch, and, you know, spending a bunch of money on medical treatments kind of tracks with that and whatever. So that all felt fine to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it ends with everybody kind of together singing Good Morning Starshine.
Yeah, which I also thought was
I feel like such a killjoy saying this, but like I'm glad that we had a similar experience. Like it makes me feel more legitimized or whatever. Like I like comedy, I swear. And
well, what I think is interesting is that you liked the other episode you watched recently.
Yeah.
Like, yes, I think that's telling then as well that like you are not just a killjoy.
Yeah.
That, you know.
Yeah.
Because I do remember finding episodes very funny. This was just not one of them.
No, it wasn't. And Mulder and Scully were really only in the middle third of the episode, which I hadn't remembered, which was too bad.
Yeah.
I also hadn't remembered that they are literally playing Mulder and Scully. Like, I think I thought they were playing, like, characters inspired by them, that were meant to be them. I didn't realize, no, it's them. Like, we can imagine that this is one of their assignments. Like, I didn't remember that. Yeah.
I didn't think about it either way, but yeah.
I will say one of the other things I read about it was that it initially was like one of their worst table reads, and no one laughed.
Really?
Yeah, that like the guy who wrote it, it was like his first time writing a script for money.
Oh,
and that like, and then it got worked on a bunch, and like they were all very happy with how it came out. But I wonder, like, is it possible we're just sort of noticing weaknesses because of that?
Yeah.
Like,
interesting. Huh.
But I kind of thought when I went to like read old reviews and things, and I thought I would find more negative things, but it's really quite well received at the time. So I don't know.
Well, again, I mean, some of the stuff that was being played for laughs are like things that I don't find funny anymore. That maybe that I know were more socially acceptable to laugh at in the 90s. So, I mean,
but also like, I guess stuff like there being a Waterworld video game that's frustrating isn't upsetting, and I know Waterworld was a huge flop that they spent a bunch of money on. So I guess like, okay, the joke is Milhouse is spending a bunch of money and
but that's not very funny.
Okay, I guess. Like, it just didn't click for me, and it wasn't even in that case about something like offensive or anything. It was just kind of like,
I think I'm going to watch Homer at Bat. Is that what Homer at the Bat?
Homer at the Bat.
Which episode is that?
Oh, yeah. Okay. So you know how I was talking about like Golden Age, first like 5 or 6 seasons? This is season 3.
Oh, okay.
Homer at the Bat.
Okay.
Yeah, season 3, episode 17.
Oh, okay. Okay, awesome.
It's really good. I mean, like, yeah, sure, like some of the jokes are still the same, that Homer is overweight and drunk, slob, whatever. But like, I don't know. I laughed a bunch.
Okay.
I thought it was great.
Awesome.
And I mean, like, there's just like some really absurd stuff, you know, like, I think it's Jose Canseco like gets derailed from going back to the softball game because there's a house fire and he has to save this woman, and then the woman is like, oh no, my baby, so he has to go in and save the baby, and then she's like, oh no, my player piano, and you hear like piano notes and he has to go in and drag out the player piano, and just like absurd stuff like that it was really funny.
Cool. Well, I'm gonna watch that. You're gonna watch Hamilton at some point.
Yes, but we're not done yet because I brought in some science.
Oh, get out. Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because at the end, Mr. Burns says, because they ask, like, well, why is he glowing? And he's like, well, I've worked in a nuclear power plant for decades. That's why I'm glowing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I looked up, like, can you glow because of radiation? And, like, when do people glow? When do things glow? Well, first, generally not too much. But there is something called, and I apologize for how I'm going to pronounce this. It's probably wrong. Cherenkov radiation. Cherenkov. It's Cherenkov. So it's a type of radiation that it's a blue glow, so a different color than Mr. Burns had, and we get it when charged particles are moving at speeds faster than that of light in a specific medium. So we were talking a few episodes ago about particles, tachyons, that move faster than light, and they're theoretical. It's not a real thing.
Right.
We don't think, you know. In this case, I don't know how much you know about this stuff. Your face tells me nothing.
The only thing I know about this is from like radium poisoning and people working in like painting radium on watches and like that's my knowledge about glowy things.
Licking the paintbrushes to make the point. Yeah. No, so this is just more about speed of light stuff.
God,
like the
nothing.
speed of light. Oh, okay. So like the speed of light is like not quite 3 × 10⁸ meters per second, which if any of our listeners don't know scientific notation, that means 3 with 8 zeros after it, meters every second. That's in a vacuum. The speed of light in different media, it's slower.
Oh, sure.
And so depending on if it's, Jell-O, it'll move slower.
Right.
Whatever, or glass or whatever. So in certain mediums, whatever, media. So they give this example in this article I was looking at, like in water, light would slow down to about 75% of its normal speed. But there are particles that if they are in water can move faster than that. So they're breaking that speed limit, but they're not moving actually faster than the ultimate speed of light, the 3 × 10⁸, but they're moving faster than light can move in that medium.
Interesting.
And so when that happens, you get this blue or violet glow. And I guess what's happening, and like the water example, they say that the atoms that are in the way of particles that are moving faster than light get their energy messed with, for lack of a better word. And in order to regain equilibrium, those atoms release photons, and those photons have the right wavelength to be like a blue or a violet glow.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And they say like it creates a shock wave of visible light. It's the same effect as the sonic boom when faster than sound movements occur, but on the light spectrum.
Cool. So now how does that occur? Like what is the...
So it occurs often when there is radioactive material in water.
Oh, okay.
Or other media, but like water is the big one. So like if you see objects that are like, I don't know, you look at a lake and you're like, there's something glowing blue down there. Maybe it's one of those creepy fish, or maybe it's
something radioactive
materials. Yeah.
Interesting.
There's like very, very high energy particles that can be emitted due to radiation, and then they move through the water faster than light moves in water, and they give off this glow.
Now, can this happen in living organisms? Is this something that can happen?
Let's think about that. This doesn't address that, but like, here's what I'm thinking. People are mostly liquid.
Right. That's what I'm thinking too. Way to be scientists.
Yeah.
Right. But no, sorry. Continue. Yeah.
So like if I was holding a nuclear weapon in my mouth.
Right. And I think this is the problem, that it could happen in people, but we would be killed long before we got to that point.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
We could be the water media, but it would be very bad.
We'd be exposed to such high levels of radiation, it would do other horrible things to us first.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, and of course there are other things that glow, bioluminescent animals and such.
Yeah.
And that's a different process, and that's actually one of the things that our friend Katie talks about in her research.
Yeah.
But as far as glowing because of nuclear waste or nuclear byproducts, nuclear weapons, like one of the big things that gets mentioned is this blue violet Cherenkov radiation, and
wow.
So yeah, I just thought I would share that. Yeah,
that's excellent. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now I know.
All right. And with that,
well, send us your emails. Yeah. Don't forget to
do all those things.
All those things.
If you're enjoying our podcast, tell more people about it. Tell one other person who is strange and nerdy, and they would enjoy it. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. And then next week we'll talk about Redux.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah,
fantastic.
There might be a disruption. You might have 1 week off, not off, but we might have a rerun next week because we're recording our episode with Susan Blomert. But we will choose a good episode, and then we'll have a new one in 2 weeks, and all will be well, and we will talk about Redux.
All right, go watch Hamilton.
Bye.
Bye.
We Want to Believe is hosted by Helen Werner and Liz Holden. It's produced by Zach Werner. The We Want to Believe theme music was created and recorded by Zach Werner. Find us at wewanttoBelievePod.com, on Instagram at wewanttoBelievePod, or send us an email at wewanttoBelievePod@gmail.com.